Here we are in Bath. We're just going to take a look around these sort of cobbled old streets.
Here we are. So this is where Church Street meets the square, and this, I believe, is one of the oldest trees in Bath. Not sure the age, but I know it's very, very, very old. Yeah, protected trees right in the centre, and it's this beautiful square. If you have a little pan around, you'll see you've got the old original cobble streets, the old original house, some of these old original houses. Clearly these will be listed buildings, but you have these beautiful little retro shops. You've got Bath Retro stores and shops there, all made from Bath stone, as of course you'd expect. But it's the layout. This is the actual typical Georgian city. And pan around there, and there it is. There's your tree.
Right in the middle.
So again, of course, this tree would look fantastic in the summer because it'll be in full bloom. Guest house here, if you wanted to stay.
Imagine sort of like owning a property like this sort of back in the day. I mean, it would have been amazing.
I mean, again, so of course, you know, this is very much Jane Austen, Northanger Abbey type country here. Yeah, it's just really, really nice just to have you sit here and just wander around through. You've got these quaint little pubs, the Crystal Palace.
Now, just to let you know that Bath gets lively, full of stag and hen parties and rowdy people and all things like that. But sometimes you can get these lovely little quiet streets where you can come and just be part of the heritage.
Exactly. So, here we are. This is the square. We thought we'd show you the little square. So again, it's where North Parade Passage meets Church Street. Another square, if you want to have a little slice of history, here you go.
Yeah, it's very, very quaint. It's very lovely. Of course, I've never been to Bath. This is my first time, but Mark sort of grew up around these parts.
Yes, I did. So again, it's changed a lot. I'd say, well, especially in the 80s as well, when I grew up here, a lot of the buildings here were just black from certain. They just spent all their time just cleaning them up, coming back to the original look, as you see here. There you go.
There you go. So, like, if you have a look as we're going along.
Actually, that building there, as you can see, that's how I remember it in the 80s. It was always like that, very quite dirty. They, again, like I said, pretty much in the late 80s, early 90s, they just spent a lot of time just cleaning these buildings up.
But I suppose when I see a building like this, it looks very Dickensian to me. So, you know, when you're sort of thinking of a Dickens, although, you know, this isn't Dickens, but what I'm saying is when you sort of see the period dramas and everything else, this is kind of how you imagine it to be back in those days. I mean, with this sort of the clearer stone, you can tell it's more clearer. That's the old Bath stone. But when I see this, it does just remind me of back in sort of like the days of maybe Jane Austen and you know, the days of when they wrote about Mr. Darcy and, you know, all of those sorts of stories.
Here goes the Roman baths.
Yep, here we go. So this is when I filmed in the pump rooms earlier, but I'm not tall enough to see over the side.
So yeah, so the Roman baths is a natural spring there. You'll see, I think, in Kelly's earlier blog, I said she filmed it. The actual baths themselves are natural hot water, and they come up through the ground through there. That's why the Romans built the bath here. Now the actual bath itself, or the actual pump rooms themselves, the water's actually a real light green colour, and that's because initially the Victorians, well, there was a cover that was used for the Victorians. There was a cover over the actual bath, and the Victorians removed that, which allowed the sunlight to come through and allowed the algae to grow, hence why the baths are green.
So there we go, a bit of history there for you.
There you are. All down to the Victorians.
Oh, those Victorians.
Anyway, so as you can see here, this is the actual street level now today. The street level would have been a lot lower during the Roman time. So if you actually go into the baths, you will actually see that, although we can't see it from here. The actual baths are a lot lower down to the street. Anyway, I'm going to have a little peruse around the street. So, again, we shall see you later. Thanks again for subscribing, we hope, to Mark and Kelly's tips, trips and things. And we will see you soon. Bye.
We'll just finish off with a quick pan around. There we go. As Mark says, bye for now.